Whether you want to create content for your career, share and document your life, or are just looking for a new hobby to start, creating cinematic, artistic videos is a fantastic way to spend and enjoy your time. But learning to film yourself can be so daunting as a beginner, and I know that this friction by itself can stop you from making videos no matter how much you really want to. And it wasn't until I recently discovered cinematography that I decided to give it a try. I've only been trying to create these kinds of videos for a few months, and this is literally my third attempt at creating a cinematic video. So today, I wanted to share some of the things I have learned over the course of these few months when it comes to making cinematic videos. In this video, we will talk about gear, the recording process, editing, and of course, the mindset that will help you to achieve your dreams as an aspiring artist. To begin, you will need gear. Step 1, get a camera and learn how to use it. I use this camera, the Sony ZV-E1, and this microphone, the Sony shotgun microphone. And when it comes to picking gear, you want to make sure that the gear you pick is convenient over everything else. It doesn't matter how much it costs, it doesn't matter how many features or functions that it has. If it is a hassle to use, you will feel it, and it will drive you nuts. All the gear that I have picked for myself are based off of how convenient they are to use. So if you're like me and impractical design and function kind of drives you crazy, pick gear that is convenient and make that the deciding factor when choosing between brands. Step 2, you need a microphone. As I showed you earlier, I have this microphone, the Sony shotgun microphone, and it is pretty convenient because you can see that there are a few settings that you can just manually adjust using the physical camera. You don't actually have to go through the settings of the camera to adjust the audio. You can just do it right here, which is very nice. Step 3, you will need a tripod, and maybe even get multiple tripods. Remember though, you want something convenient. Specifically look for tripods that do not have a lot of knobs and levers, because it drives me nuts when a tripod has a bunch of knobs and levers and you're trying to adjust the camera, but then you end up turning the wrong one because you don't know which knob does what. So I have this one, the Ulanzi and Komen, and this one is super convenient because there's not that many levers, and it's also very lightweight portable. All the gear that I use will be linked down in the description with affiliations, of course. And finally, you will need a video editing software. Personally, I like to use DaVinci Resolve because it's free, first of all. And when it comes to making cinematic videos, you don't really need high-end editing software. The cinematic effect is mainly acquired by how you shoot the footage and then how you arrange it in post. So if you end up recording footage that doesn't look too great, you can't really do much with it to make it look cinematic. You have to get it right from the start. Editing just turns good footage into great footage. Now that we have covered the absolute essentials, let's talk about the production process. There are many parts needed to create cinematic videos. From scripting to shooting footage to video editing, all these parts must work together seamlessly to create a cinematic masterpiece. So in my opinion, there are 3 steps you need to take to make a cinematic video. I call it SSS. Script, shoot, synchronize. To script means to write and organize your story. To shoot means to acquire the footage you want for your video. And to synchronize means to mesh the audio and the visuals together so that they work together in harmony. To begin, let's explain these concepts further, starting with story. To create videos, many people will start out by writing video scripts. In my opinion, I think scripting is best used as a way to visualize what the actual video might look like. You don't want to create a script purely just to have things to say in the video. You want to imagine the video in your head. What are you saying? How is it being said? What's on screen? And what music is playing? You're not meant to read the whole thing word for word or to come up with the perfect ideas for your script. Scripting just gives you an idea of what your video might look like. And knowing the specific details that you're trying to go for in your video Knowing it from the start, because you scripted, can make the process of recording a lot simpler and a lot faster. Now let's talk about the actual recording process, shoot. Obviously, if you're making a cinematic video, you need something on screen. There are many visual tricks and techniques that you can learn, but the most important aspect to learn for visual storytelling is lighting. Gosh, there's so many bugs here. Lighting can make or break your scenes. And there have been many times where I have shot footage and I thought it looked pretty good. When I uploaded it to the computer and I started editing it, I could just see how bad the lighting made everything look. Sometimes the shot is too dark, sometimes it's too bright. Get off me. If there is one thing you learn about storytelling and filmmaking, it is so worth making your shot look almost perfect. I say almost perfect because there are many people who are perfectionists and that can stop them from actually getting out some good quality work. But learning how to set up your cinematic shots will just make everything look 10 times better. And it'll save you effort and time too, because while you can fix everything in post, you may as well get it right from the start. So learning how to set up a scene is probably one of the most important things you can learn as a filmmaker, and you learn this by setting up scenes, by actually practicing and doing these things. Learn hard light versus soft, learn diffusion, invest in lighting equipment. You won't regret it. Now let's talk about the final part of the production process, synchronizing. Okay. Synchronizing is the fun part of making videos because it's the part of the video where everything starts to come together. You get to see your music working together with your visuals, and you get to put background music over your talking segments. And generally, for the most part, this is where you are going to really start liking the video that you're creating. So to show you how satisfying it is, let me show you the process of synchronizing. So this is probably going to be the part of the video that you enjoy most. You can record yourself with your camera, and as you watch it back, it can feel a little lifeless. But once you add music and start pacing your video properly, that once lifeless scene starts to become pretty satisfying to watch. Like, okay, I'll show you this first without the music. As you can see, it doesn't really fit right now. Now let me replay that segment of the video, but literally just with sound, or this time with music. And you're already going to see the difference. So did you see how I synced up the music to align with me moving through the camera? Notice on that high note, I actually sit down on the bench, and that is what synchronizing sort of looks like. It just adds a little extra touch when you synchronize your videos so that they work together with the music and the actions that you're performing in the scene. Music and sound truly do make a world of difference when it comes to creating cinematic videos. And when it comes to finding good music, you can't go wrong with Epidemic Sound. And personally, for videos like these, I love their 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, because those songs have just the right amount of energy. Oftentimes with copyright-free songs that you find randomly for free on YouTube, sometimes the energy is a little bit too high, or it's a bit chaotic, or it just doesn't match the vibe of the video that you're going for. All the songs that I use in this video and my future videos will have a link in the description of what songs that I used. And most of these songs are going to be found from Epidemic Sound. So if you're finally ready to start your creator journey, sign up for a free 7-day trial using the link in the description. Creating artistic videos puts you on a journey of self-reflection and introspectiveness. You will learn things about yourself, like what matters to you and what standards you have for yourself. Staying on this journey can be one of the most rewarding things you ever do in life. But for many people, the hardest part of this journey is taking the first step. In the beginning, I was afraid to share my work because I just thought it wasn't very good. But over the years, I have learned that success just means showing up. I still finished and uploaded those videos even if I thought they weren't the best, or they were half finished, or they were not even done, because I knew that I have to just get something done, because that's how you learn. Every single creator that you look up to, they have failed more times than you have even tried. That's why they look so professional, and that's the only thing that separates them from you. You do know that we're all just winging it, right? We don't have the perfect routines, we still procrastinate. We have to go out into the world and figure it out just like everybody else. No matter how long you wait, it's never going to get easier to start. So why not just start now? It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. And once you get into the ebb and flow of things, you will realize just how insignificant your fears are compared to the joy, the fulfillment, the satisfaction that comes from creating what you really want to create. So don't keep the world waiting any longer. Create some magic for us, will ya?